Ladies and gentlemen, I represent the University of Warmia and Mazury in Olsztyn, Poland. Today I would like to present the results of 6-year research study entitled The Impact of Macroelements and Microelements on the Size of Starch Granules in Potatoes. Starch is a renewable biopolymer that occurs naturally in many plants, mostly cereal, grain, and potato tubers. Despite the above, potatoes are less widely used in the production of starch than corn and wheat. Potatoes are a less popular source of starch due to a short harvest period, relatively high selling cost, problematic waste management, and high water consumption. The main advantage of potatoes over other crops is that they a source of high-quality starch. According to Starch Europe, the European Union produces 10 million tons of starch each year, including 8.7 million tons of corn and wheat and 1.3 million tons from potatoes. In the European Union, 61% of starch is used in the production of food, including 32% in sweets and beverages and 29% in processed food. The European starch industry manufactures more than 600 starch products, ranging from native starch to modified starch and sweeteners. Starch products are highly versatile and they can be used as ingredients and supplements in a wide range of foods. Today, starch is used mainly in the production of candy, bread, and sweeteners. In a sense, potato starch increasingly often poses an alternative to gluten-free flour in the production of gluten-free products, dough, and dough concentrates. The study was co-financed by the Polish Ministry of Science and Higher Education in 2008 and 2010. In the starch industry, large starch granules measuring more than 40 micrometers in diameter are most desirable because they generate small losses when starch is leached from potato pulp. Starch containing large granules is glossy and white, whereas starch composed of small granules is matte and cream-colored in the appearance. The study was carried out on both edible and starch cultivars of potatoes representing different maturity classes: medium early, medium late, and late. Analyses were performed on isolated starch granules. The objective of the study was to determine the response of the analyzed potato cultivars to soil and foliar fertilization and the resulting difference in the size of starch granules. Potato cultivars used in the starch industry are unabundant sources of superior quality starch. Research has demonstrated that starch quality is determined by the genetic characteristics of potatoes as well as agricultural practices. The starch content of potatoes is significantly influenced by the mineral fertilization of soil. In the literature, the majority of research into starch has been contained on cereals, and potatoes have been investigated by very few authors. Why were soil and foliar fertilization chosen as the experimental factor? Soil fertilization. Next to nitrogen, potassium is the major nutrient that determines the qualitative traits of potato tubers. Nutrient uptake by potato plants is 47% potassium, 27% nitrogen, and 10% phosphorus. According to the literature, phosphorus and potassium fertilizers applied to soil contribute to the formation of large starch granules, whereas nitrogen fertilized product the opposite effect. Foliar fertilization has been long regarded as a highly promising practice because it minimizes the loss of supplement nutrients. Potatoes take up large quantities of micronutrients, including manganese and boron. Boron and manganese deficiencies are common in alkaline soils, and the availability of boron is additionally limited in dry periods. Boron improves starch accumulation, and manganese enhances the rate of photosynthesis. Therefore, both elements exert both direct and indirect effects of the starch content of potatoes. Potash salt and granules superphosphate were applied before plating. Nitrogen was applied as urea before planting and row closure. Foliar fertilization were applied once at the stage of complete crop cover. The size of granules was determined with the use of a laser party size analyzer in cooperation with the Department of Agriculture, Technology and Food Storage on the Wrocław University and Environment and Life Science. The methodology is described in detail in conference proceedings. The first series of experiment was carried out in 2010 for 2006. The experimental material was the late maturing potato cultivar Yasia. The size of starch granules was determined in the potato tubers harvest in 2006. Soil fertilization had a statistically significant influence on the size of starch granules. A predominance of starch granules with a diameter larger than 40 micrometer, 57.32%, was noted in the treatment where soil was fertilized with NPK at 280 kg per hectare, whereas starch granules with a diameter smaller than 20 micrometer accounted for only 10.37% of the analyzed fractions. In the treatments where soil was fertilized with NPK at 420 kg per hectare, starch was characterized by a lower percentage of granules larger than 40 micrometer and more fragmented granule size distribution. Granules smaller than 20 micrometer in diameter accounted for 11.52. The rate of foliar fertilization was not correlated with the size of starch granules. The next series of experimental took place in 2008 and 2010. The experimental factors were fertilizers and potato cultivars. Adam medium early, Pasja Pomorska medium late, and Ślęza late. In Poland, the growing period for medium early maturing potato cultivars is 110 to 125 days. For the medium late maturing cultivars, 125 to 135 days. And for late maturing cultivars, more than 135 days. The study demonstrated that the percentage of small starch granules with less than 20 micrometer in diameter was significantly correlated with cultivar. The highest percentage of small starch granules was observed in the medium early maturing cultivar and the lowest percentage in the late maturing cultivar. The evaluated potato cultivars responded differently to high rates of soil fertilization. The percentage of small starch granules with a diameter of less than 20 micrometer was correlated with the higher rate of soil fertilization at 420 kg NPK per hectare, only in the medium late maturing cultivar. The percentage of medium-sized starch granules measuring 20 to 40 micrometers in diameter was also significantly determined by cultivar. The highest proportion of medium-sized granules was found in medium-late and medium-early maturing cultivars, and the lowest percentage in the late maturing cultivar. The proportion of the large starch granules that were more than 40 micrometers, its diameter was also significantly correlated with cultivar. The large granules were most predominant in the late maturing cultivar, which was also characterized by the smallest proportion of the small granules, less than 20 micrometers, whereas the lowest percentage of large granules was observed in the medium early maturing cultivar, which was also most abundant in the smallest granules, less than 20 micrometers, as well as the medium late maturing cultivar. Differences in the rate of soil fertilization, 280 kg in pk per hectare and 420 kg in pk per hectare, did not influence the percentage of starch granules measuring 20 to 40 micrometers in diameter and granules larger than 40 micrometers. The applied foliar fertilizers and the combinations in the experiment did not influence the size of starch granules. All of the analyzed potato cultivar was characterized by a predominance of large starch granules with more than 40 micrometers in diameter 52 to 62%, whereas small granules with less than 20 micrometers in diameter accounted for 9 to 20% of all granules. From conclusions, all increase in NPK rates from 280 to 420 kg per hectare decrease the starch content of potatoes and had a negative effect on the size distribution of starch granules. The percentage of large starch granules is mostly a varietal trait. In the discussed study, there was a predominance of large starch grains measuring more than 40 micrometers in diameter. The late potato cultivar was characterized by the highest and the medium early cultivar by the lowest number of starch granules, and increase in macronutrients levels had a negative effect on the size distribution of starch granules. Further research is necessary to deepen our knowledge about the influence on agricultural treatments, in particular the supply of macronutrients and micronutrients on the size of starch granules in potato. Thank you.